What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another one, and today we're going over this monstrosity here. This is the 2024 custom DIY kayak setup. Let's dive into it. Alright, so this is the Bass Pro Shops Ascend 12T. It's a 12-foot kayak. It's a paddle kayak, doesn't have pedals, doesn't have a motor, but as you can see, put one on there. We'll get into that. Yeah, 12 feet long, gray. I got this secondhand, and I believe that I have modded this thing out to be the most modded out, decked out Ascend 12T, at least on YouTube, if not in the world. So, guess I'll start at the front, and we'll work our way back. But let's dive into it. Alrighty, let me move the net here. This net is it's a net. That's about all you need to know about that. Up front here, got my flag for when this thing is in the bed of the truck. But we got ourselves some good old-fashioned nav lights. I'll show you guys how those get powered here in a second, but there's a wire that runs, I believe, right there through a hole, wired all the way up to, we have one big Monster Marine lithium battery in that center little container right there. I'll show you guys. It powers everything from the lights in the back to the motor to these guys right here. So, but we got ourselves our nav lights. Under here, I had a duct tape keel guard, not great. I'm gonna switch up to a Kydex one this year. I just haven't taken the time to order it and make it yet. Wendell Fishing has a good video on how to do that, so go check that out if you're interested. It's a good, cheap way, and it will protect your kayak a lot more than a bunch of duct tape will. Up here at the front, I have a bunch of rope because rope is useful, and you can get towed by somebody, you can use it to tow somebody else. It's a good thing to have, and you want to have it for when you need to have it instead of not having it and needing to have it. I also got some stickers up here. You already know. Blue Rock Custom Tackle on both sides, plus Psycho Fish Lures, awesome custom crankbaits. And from my Ohio people, I got a cheese coney sticker from Skyline. I figured that would make me paddle faster, trying to chase the cheese coney. But on both sides here, got a Scotty gear track up front. Comes with these two gear tracks back here in the middle as well. This one is mounted. I have a Scotty, just a basic pole holder. And below that I have mounted my transducer, which is awesome because I can flip it up when I'm running and then get to the spot and it comes right back down. That transducer is from a Lowrance Hook 7, which is a great budget fish finder while also being a decent one. This baby might get upgraded to a Hook 9 or a HDS 9, I'm not sure yet, but that guy, just have the cord running up the side. I haven't found a better solution for it, so, and I don't really enjoy drilling holes into this thing, so yeah, that's that. On this side of the kayak, we have our paddle with our paddle holders. Take that off real quick. Turn this guy back off. But in here is our battery. It's a little dirty. What I did, this is a Monster Marine. It's called the Wolverine. It is a 60 amp hour 12 volt battery. It is a big boy, and this lid does not shut with this little C-clamp thing here that a lot of boats have because it goes underneath and hooks like this, which it would hit the battery. So instead, it shuts all the way, just you gotta bungee that sucker down. In here, it is rigged up to, I have two trolling motor plugs actually connected to the battery, which makes it easy to charge. And to disconnect and connect the battery, all I have to do is just unplug those two suckers there. So that is the battery that runs this thing, Monster Marine lithium battery. The Wolverine, 12 volt, 60 amp. Have no troubles. I can get 2-3 trips out of that without even charging it. So it's a great battery to have. Working our way back, we have the seat, which I'll take the chair off real quick. I made myself custom seat raise out of just some angled aluminum and bolts. You can get it for a decent price at the hardware store. Just make your measurements with the bottom of your seat and then cut it. It's pretty basic. I just have it resting on the two sides of the kayak here. Does pretty well there. That side, and then it rests underneath our wheels right here. That is the track where the seat would usually go. Instead, we have it raised up a couple extra inches. Attached off the seat with some 550 cord is some fish grippers, because I live in Ohio. There are toothy critters every once in a while. So you can also put whether it's a big bass, like I used this guy on some 5-pound smallmouth at Allen Creek, or just a fish that you fought for a while or was gut hooked, you can just clamp it down on that fish and then just let it hang, and that fish will hang off the side of the boat. It won't go anywhere. It's pretty good bang for your buck purchase there. And then here I also have another clip, because I like everything I buy to be clipped in. I take this carabiner and clip it right here. That's gonna work. This is kind of hard one-handed to do. That way, if worst case scenario I flip, I don't also lose my aluminum seat raise. Underneath of the seat is a measuring board. This was a cheapo version of the catch board. It's extendable. Now that I'm entering tournaments this year, I do have to replace it. However, this is a pretty good item to pick up because it's easy to store, it's cheap. Frayville, I don't know what exactly it's called, but it's just a measuring board. Pretty basic. And then in this tub here, I pull this out, and this has all of my tools. It's a scale. It's kind of a junk drawer. I got a wrench here, which since I rewired the motor, I don't need that this year. A screwdriver, which is good to have. A scale, and also a GoPro battery, which I've been looking for. But that lives underneath the seat here. And then also on the other side is our switches for our nav lights. This is a USB port here in the top. Let me take this and lean that back. We got a USB port here. We can charge phone, stuff like that. Cigarette lighter, which I don't use, but it came with, so put it there. USB charger there, like I said. And then these switches here control the nav lights. So, flip this front one, and nav lights come on. We flip this middle one, and the back nav light comes on there. The second middle one runs all the LEDs I have inside of the boat here. I've got a blue in the front, red in the front, or red in the front, blue in the middle, and blue back here, which just makes it easy to see when it's dark. It's really nice to have. It's cheap, it's easy. Plus it makes the boat look cool. And back switch, there's nothing wired to that. So that's the control panel. That's easy. Gets the job done. And the cool LEDs on the inside make it look awesome. Moving back here, we have a new addition to the kayak that I just installed last week, which is the Boondocks landing gear. Installed it too. I got the track system for the They come with a track system and a system you can put inside the hull. I got the track system, so I have two 4-inch Scotty mounts to run this bad boy off of, and it is going to make getting to the water a whole heck of a lot easier and getting to the truck a whole heck of a lot easier, because I went from a $25 set of wheels, which this thing can get pretty heavy. The wheels sucked. So it's going to be good to have these wheels. It's going to make my life a whole heck of a lot easier. I'm excited to use them. And when you put them in the water, you can just fold them up instead of trying to stick them in the way back. I forgot to talk about the seat, but it's just a basic Ascend 12T. This is a older version. I know they have the newer seats now, but it does the job, and I threw a Kayak cushion on there, and thinking about getting one for the back, just because this bar can be a little bit much on your back when you're out there for extended periods. Moving to the back of the boat, we have our motor. This is the Minn Kota Endura. It's 5-speed. You just control it with a handle here. It's easy. But I have it mounted. I have built two different mounts. Last year I ran a different mount. This is 1.25 PVC. Up. Last year was up, over, and down into the rod holders here, which just keeps it up. Last year I had a 2x4 bolted out, but this year I wanted to go lighter, so I just built a PVC extension and bolted that, which is about 3 or 4 pounds lighter. Alrighty guys, when I'm on the water, I like to, I'm gonna pull some of this cord here inside out of the way so you guys can see this, but I bolt this. A lot of you guys thinking, oh, this is backwards. I know. But it does make steering this from the cockpit here a lot easier. I can reach back and pull the release here and flip this sucker down there. Usually it's a lot more graceful because it's in the water. But and then I flip this around, and I can pull the extension forward. It's hard one-handed. And I can just steer this sucker. It's got 5 speeds forward and 3 in reverse. And that thing gets going. I have power all day with that Monster Marine battery. Makes it easy. And this guy is wired into a trolling motor plug here in the very back. I bought that from Cabela's for literally, the whole thing was probably 25 bucks for the male and female part. That just wires up to the battery there, so everything goes to that one battery. Makes it easy, lighter, because I'm a big guy. I'm 6'1", 220, and weight matters when you're on a kayak. So that runs to a plug right there, which makes it easy because when you're done, at the end of the day, you just pull. At the end of the day, you just pull like so, and then you can unscrew your motor and take it off. So that is the motor setup for this big beautiful kayak. Now coming back here, we have our DIY tackle crate. Now this is basically as simple as it gets. It is a milk crate. It is 2 milk crates actually. This is the bottom of another one, this lid here. And I took, as you can see, I took a bunch of bungee cords, and you drill little holes and you can run them across and just hook these bungee cords through these holes here, and you can store stuff up here. I put plastics up here that I'm using throughout the day. I have an air horn in case stuff goes south. Usually have a day box, and then I have a latch up here in the front. There's also a bungee cord. Unhook it, and this thing opens up, and you have a 13 by 13 crate right here with 4 rod holders on each side. PVC works okay. Can you usually only fit spinning rods in here, which is okay because I only have 2, and I'm usually not using a spinning rod, so those are the spinning rod spots, and then I throw the bait casters in the other 2 rod holders. So I run these bungee cords across here with the hooks, which is easy and great because as you can see down here, these little screws, this would hold a bungee cord that goes across the bottom, kind of crisscrossing how these hooks would, and that's not very secure for a tackle crate like this, so I got rid of that and I put these bungee cords across. And the reason I run, instead of 1 long bungee cord, I just run 2 that connect, is you can take them off of each other and hook them onto your tackle crate, so it is double secured. So instead of being secured like that, you unhook them and then you just hook it onto your crate, and it's not gonna fall out of the boat if stuff goes south, because it's always good to be prepared if stuff goes south. Now the boat came with a nav light in the back here, this little one, but instead of running that and the flag, I figured I would splurge, and we picked up the Yak Attack flag with the light up top. All you do is you just screw this guy in, it turns on, and then you have a nav light with a flag there. So it's easy, and then you just unscrew it to turn it off, and it's still your flag all day, and you can be seen from far away, so the boat doesn't hit you, because that'd be bad. Alright guys, this build is by no means complete. I'm still looking to upgrade some things. Gonna be taking these clamps here from Yak Attack for the paddle. I'm gonna be putting one here just to hold the net right there, and then I'm gonna be getting a extended rod hold or paddle holder that they sell just to get it out further from the decks. Small stuff like that. I'm thinking about maybe putting a backpack or buying a little cooler to strap on the back of this seat here, just because there is a good amount of storage here, and I do need somewhere to keep food, water for those all-day tournaments. Trying to think of what else I had planned. I think that's really it. We might upgrade the fish finder, buy something new, and I might also look at putting a Tupperware bin underneath here that is basically the whole size, and storing soft baits under there, or maybe a tray system. Some smaller stuff, but this is the loadout for 2024 as far as I am aware. Alright guys, I think that is going to conclude our walkthrough of the most decked out Ascend 12T I know of on YouTube. This boat is a great beginner to intermediate boat. It's not one of those high-end $4,000 pedal kayaks, or the ones where you get the controller thing and push a motor in the middle and forget what the iPilot or something like that from Old Town. This whole setup right here cost me like, I don't know, $2,000 to build all this, and I got a motor and storage and all that, and it's a great kayak. I mean, it floats, it gets the job done, which by no means do you have to spend $2,000. You could spend $400 as long as it floats, and you know, you're not taking it out in the middle of the ocean, you're gonna be all right. So that is the Ascend 12T decked out for 2024. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check me out on Instagram and TikTok at OKBassin. Heading down to Raleigh this weekend with Blue Rock Custom Tackle for the Raleigh, North Carolina Bass Fishing and Saltwater Fishing Expo. Come check us out if you're in the area. We can talk about this boat. I don't know. See you guys on the next one. Peace.